Creation has answers, and we start in January with one of the old questions. You and I probably in school long years ago, for some of us long years ago, for others more recent, public school, learned about the missing links, and we learned about Neanderthal man, Cro-Magnon man, we learned about Homo erectus, etc., and we were taught that those were missing links that had evolved from lower primates. So what is the real answer to ancient man? Well, we're going to learn today. Here's a schematic, and we always give full credit to the source. So the web source there shows Neanderthal man charging whoever's taking their picture. And what did Neanderthal man look like? Well, like that. But he was really more sophisticated than that, as we're going to learn in a few moments. And here's the idea that we've all grown up with. Here you have the Lucy-like ape, the Australopithecine, or the Tang child, or Ramapithecus. This represents all of them. And then developing further and finally ending up at the computer. There's one thing about this: it does show an apex and then a decline, which you're going to see shortly is absolutely accurate. But this, as a concept, is not accurate. The theory of evolution envisions a physical and mental development of early man from primitive life forms. However, the documented facts tell a far different story. Man has been uniquely endowed by his Creator from his introduction on day 6 of creation. Here he appears to be rather brute, but he does have the ability to design and build spears. Now, let's look at this diagram more closely. Actually, Neanderthal man invented the first super glue, just as potent as the super glue our medical specialists use to adhese wounds together. Do you know they use super glue on you in the emergency? Sure. Super glue really works. Well, how did it work for the Neanderthals? Watch. They invented a very special resin. They took birch bark resin. We know it was birch bark because we've analyzed, I say we, the laboratory specialists have analyzed the chemistry, and it is specific to birch bark resin. They heated it anaerobically in a special little reservoir. Anaerobically. What's that? Without oxygen. So they sealed it, heated it without new oxygen coming in, and they heated it. They tried various experiments, but it only worked between 675 and 725 degrees Fahrenheit. Below that, it wouldn't catalyze. Above that, it wouldn't polymerize. So they didn't have thermometers. Now, how do we know it works at this? Later, our scientists were able to replicate it, but they cheated. They used thermometers. How did the Neanderthals were smarter than we are. You're going to learn that in a few minutes. They were smarter than we are. So, between 675 degrees Fahrenheit and 725 degrees Fahrenheit, special thing happened. It would have a viscous ability to flow gently and to be picked up and transported into the veins of wood. That's very important. So they made a wax out of it. When it cooled off, they used that as chewing gum, they think. But they made a wax out of it, and they took the shafts of their spears and the spear points, and they daubed this wax around it, and it penetrated into the veins of the wood, but it also penetrated up into the veins of the very hard flint material. You see, they have spear points up there. It penetrated into both. And once it polymerized, then if anything broke, it would be the shaft or the spear point, not the joint. They invented the first super glue. These people were smart. But I personally think they fudged a little bit on that. They cheated a little bit. What are you talking about? Would Neanderthals cheat? Well, they're human.